And welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we're taking on Fortuna Dusseldorf in our first league game of the season. If you missed yesterday's episode, then you will have missed the fact that we have done our transfers up to this point. We still have about 2 weeks left in the window, but we've been busy. So you might want to go back and have a quick look at that before you watch this one, just so you can get caught up on what's going on in the world of Bayer Leverkusen. So we're going into this one against a team who are expected, actually I never showed you the season preview, we are expected to finish 6th. Fortuna Düsseldorf expected to finish 17th. Is that where we... Yeah, well, no, the media prediction was 4th, so teams around us have done quite well transfer-wise. We've been decent, I guess. According to this, Hildenbrand and Kulikov are now our best players. So that's interesting. Hildenbrand and Kulikov. So, yeah, we've... this is how we are lining up for today's game. As I said in the last episode, we have a couple of suspensions for today's game. Belakachuk, who is one of our starting centre-backs, is suspended. And Tobias Mora, a new signing, is also suspended. Not ideal. But we're going to kick on, see what we can do regardless. Kilvani Heveni starts in goal for us today. Neguera and Coops as our wing-backs. Tapsoba and Ellers as our centre-backs. Ellers, not 100% sure about him, but he is third choice centre-back with Benkovic leaving. Kulikov and Palacios as our central midfield partnership. Sanyang, Hildenbrand and Amiri as our attacking midfield trio behind Muller, who I'm really hoping can score some goals today. I'm hoping this is going to be his breakout season. This is the one where he becomes the striker. I hope he is. He played a lot last season in midfield because of his inability to score goals. Why is Coop starting? Coops is our best left back. Muller starts, yes. Like the way we're playing. I like the way we're playing as well. We're going to pump our fists and say we should be winning this one fairly comfortably. Players not overly impressed with that. And yeah, okay. So Fortuna Düsseldorf drew in their Pokal game. We, on the other hand, smashed it 4-1. I don't think there's anyone making their debut today, is there? No, everyone on the pitch who is a new signing came and played in the Pokal game. I generally use Pokal as a game where you can send a lot of your new signings to get some experience in the first team with the new, like with the squad. Also, just kind of breezed over the fact that was slightly terrifying. Our defense wasn't awake to the situation, and Fortuna Düsseldorf, less than 5 minutes into the game, have already taken the lead. Not ideal. Don't really want to see it again. We were terrible defensively, and that drops us to 17th. Maybe Fortuna Düsseldorf are going to be the surprise package this year. I'm saying that after one game. Like, oh, maybe they're going to be the surprise team this year. We do have a defender who's not really a defender. Like, Ellers, it's just a very expensive mistake in at centre back today. But we're pressing forward. Kulikov, for some reason's out on I suppose he's playing as Mazzella. Back to Neguera. Sanyang dinks it across. Hildenbrand, he's just put it wide. The ex-Mines player, who I was very surprised when we got him on a free, because I was looking at his attributes last season, and he's very good. Like, he's walked into the club and instantly just pushed Amiri out into the wing. And like, he was a pretty good player last season for us. I'm going to demand more. We did throw a little bit of encouragement at them. Hasn't really worked. Some of the scores are already insane. We're losing 1-0 at half time. Our strength last season was our ability to be a football team. This year, not so much. We're struggling. Palacios, who did decide that he wanted to stay at the club, he signed a new contract as well. If he doesn't buck up, Amiri, Amiri, Muller, Overton, Mamin Sanyang scores from a long throw. Questionable goalkeeping. Very questionable goalkeeping. Keeper came for it, but never even got close to it. But like I said, with the central midfield position, we do have a bunch of players who can play there, like Muller, Amiri, Matumbo, Overton, all players that can just kind of slot into that central midfield position if Palacios doesn't play to his best form, I suppose. We're going to bring on Overton, give him a run in the first. We're actually going to put him up front for this one. I want to see what he can do as a striker. Bring Muller back to play. Actually, I'm going to play Muller as the deep line playmaker. That's the only change we're going to make for the time being. Hopefully that'll help, because I think this is Overton's first game. We're going to demand more, and we're going to go attacking. Alright, we're 75 minutes in. Literally nothing is happening. Who else is playing poorly? Muller's not Muller's not having a great game. So maybe we just swap Kulikov there. Bring on Matumbo. So now we have another striker on the pitch. We've just taken a striker off, brought another striker on. And we're going to bring on Schultz for Amiri. See what he can do. He's progressed quite nicely over the last couple of months, really. He was starting to get quite his star rating was increasing quite significantly towards the end of last season. Then Aguero just threw the ball straight to Dusseldorf there. And then in the summer his star rating increased. I don't pay much attention to star rating, but his attributes did increase nicely. And Schultz, Matthias Schultz, second goal. We're going to go back to positive after that goal for us. I think, even though I want to persist with Amiri as our wide man, I think Schultz might actually be the one that does get the majority of the game time. I think even if he hadn't scored there, probably would have been a penalty. Looked like he was pulled back, but we do come away with the goal and a 2-1 win against Fortuna Dusseldorf on the opening day of the season. Palacios and Muller really not having good games. Schultz comes off the bench. Comes off the bench and scores and gets man of the match. What a comeback, lads. Well done. I'm not going to give out to the two lads that had terrible games. I'm just not going to start them in the next game. Because we don't put up with that here. You play good or you don't play. What we're going to have to start doing. Next game for us is against Borussia Dortmund, which should be an interesting game. It's definitely not one that you want to be taking too lightly. Would definitely enjoy if we were to get, a new centre back come in. But as you can see, come from behind. The referee had a good game. That's all you can ask for, really. Overton came on in the 63rd minute to make his debut. He's one of those, like I said in the last episode, one of those players I'm not 100% sure what to do with him. Like, it does say he's a central midfielder. Mazzella support, he's quite good. But like, if you play him as a complete forward attack, he's got everything for that as well, apart from his shooting. Like, his heading is fantastic, but his jumping reach isn't great. But like, finishing of 7, long shots of 9, he kind of covers everything else though. So I'm not sure what to do with him at the moment. But he's come in as an important player, so he's expecting to be playing. But like, they played 3 games for Crystal Palace in the Championship already. So maybe he is a striker, because he scored 17 last season for Palace and they got relegated. I'm not sure. I don't think he's a striker. But then again, I don't know. I don't know what to do with him. Leave a comment down below. What would you do with him? Because we're kind of lacking. Well, we're definitely lacking strikers who can score. We've plenty of strikers, just not many who score goals very often. And our midfield is a little bit on the weak side as well. So it's handy to have these players like Muller, Matumbo, and Overton who can kind of rotate between all of them. But I wouldn't mind having like an out and out, just like scores 30 goals a season striker, where I don't have to worry too much about what goes on with the rest of the squad. Like I said, we do have 19 million, we'll say, just to round up, 19 million and about 350,000 in wages. And the transfer window has 2.5 weeks ish left in it. So we do have time to make waves in the transfer window, just in case of whether we do or not. I didn't realize 3 of the top players, or 3 of the major transfers, have been us. So we've had a busy time so far. It's been interesting. But we've had some of our ex players have made transfers as well. If we go to Rob Senior, has gone to Norwich, finally got his transfer. He's been looking for a transfer since we left. He eventually moved to the Premiership. Don't think the Premier League's kicked off yet. Okay, it has. He's just not playing. So that's not great for him. And Veliu, the Albanian centre-back we had when we were at Angers, he has moved to Real Madrid. So he got himself the move that he probably always wanted. Yeah, we're going to leave it there. The next episode is going to be Mainz, maybe? Mainz or Stuttgart, I think. I think those be potential. I think Mainz might be quite a good one. I don't want to come back for the Hertha game just yet, because it's only 4 games away. So like Mainz, maybe, yeah, Mainz or Borussia Mönchengladbach, depending on how our form is up to that point. We might just jump in and take on Borussia Mönchengladbach and see how we're getting on in the league, because can't really tell just yet, seeing as only 7 games have been played. Bayern Munich are beating Hamburg in their game though. So all of that being said, if you did enjoy, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share it to all of your friends, and I bid you a fare thee well.